watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Boy, how about that drive? We begin with a weather impact alert with the potential for more thunderstorms in parts of San Diego County. This is video of the rain in Santee early this morning. Raining on my way in. Wet roads in North County as well. Glad you're with us here on this soggy Thursday. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Nada Irampour. Hopefully you had a good night's sleep as the rain was
Woke
coming
me
in.
up.
I know the sounds are kind of a little disturbing overnight. Let's check in with meteorologist Vanessa Paz to see what we can expect for the rest of the morning.
Yeah, I mean, just something to keep in mind. The roads are slick. Even though it's not coming down as you head out the door in your neighborhood, the roads are still really slick, and visibility because of those light annoying showers could be reduced as you head on those major freeways. So just keep that in mind. A lot of green, a ton of green. To say on our satellite radar composite, we haven't seen this in quite some time. It's beneficial. We're in desperate need of it, especially ahead of Santa Ana season, which starts in October. Now, it looks like things are tapering off from the coast all the way towards the 15 corridor, but it's still pretty consistent for the county's eastern half. In fact, we're seeing some heavier cells move just south of Borrego Springs, east of Pine Valley, and that will continue as we progress through the day. In fact, the flood watch still very active, in effect all the way through early Friday. Taking a look at the hour-by-hour chance of rain, this is specifically for the mountain areas. The probability soaring this afternoon, continuing and then dying down later on tonight. We'll talk more about the storm when we're expecting the tail end of it and what the rest of the work week into the weekend will look like. All right, 6:01 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears and take a look at your traffic. This is the 805 North, and you could actually tell it's not as glossy as it was early this morning. So things are drying out, but it's still maybe slick in some spots, which is why I'm emphasizing leave time for travel. Take it slow. The 15 in both directions at Claremont Mesa Drive in pretty good shape. We're still tracking this crash impacting drivers out of Imperial Beach or San Isidro on the 5 right at Palm Avenue as you make your way northbound this morning. We're tracking a spin out on the 67 South, and this is just west of Bostonia near the El Cajon area. So that may slow things down for you as you hop on the freeways this morning. A lot of green and blue indicating wet roads and ponding in some cases, especially along the 8 freeway. Your drive time still in really good shape because we are drying out. If you're coming in from the East County headed westbound, anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. And if you're traveling out of the North County the South Bay this morning headed northbound, anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. And we're seeing some congestion on the Coronado Bridge under 15 to get you towards the toll booth. And as always, you can find an extended weather forecast on CBS 8 Plus. Just download on your TV and you can watch for free. Back to you guys.
Vanessa, thank you very much for the latest. This morning, flight operations at San Diego International Airport have resumed after this incident on the runway prompted a ground stop and closures for hours.
Yeah, it was quite a headache here. This was all because of that small private plane that ran into some problems trying to take off yesterday afternoon. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live at the airport with an update on this. And any delays that you're tracking out there?
Yeah, what we're starting to notice this morning is the ripple effects from that ground stop that was issued at the San Diego International Airport last night, but has since been lifted. So it's a little bit after 6 a.m. This is rush hour for travelers here at the airport, but you can see here on the departures and arrivals board, all that yellow that you're seeing, those are the flights that have been canceled, either departing from San Diego or, that have been delayed are the ones that are in yellow. So the departures are the ones that should be departing from San Diego, and of course the arrivals that need to be coming into the San Diego International Airport, and you're all looking at some red. That is the cancellation. Now, another problem that travelers are experiencing this morning is that you can check your flight status on the San Diego International Airport website. So another way that you can do that is if you have personally the app from your airline, you can check if your flight has been canceled or delayed. But definitely one of the biggest advices right now is that if you are waking up this morning, you have a flight from this airport, check and plan accordingly, because there possibly could be some delays or cancellations. Now, this all started yesterday evening when the airport issued a ground stop after a private plane reported difficulty with its landing. According to an airport spokesperson, the plane came to a stop and became disabled on the runway, causing a temporary closure. Signature Aviation, the private company involved, says a minor gear failure was the source of the troubled landing, and Of course, no one was injured, but unfortunately, the emergency left the airport closed for hours. So the runway reopened at around 9:30 last night. But in the meantime, officials continue to advise that flyers check their airlines before coming to the airport because of possible cancellation. So here's what travelers told us last night.
Well, I have 5 boys at home, and my in-laws came to watch our kids, so we were excited to go to my cousin's wedding on the Cape in Boston, and now we have one less night.
I am going home with my family. I have a 5-month-old baby at home, and I've been away for three days already, and so this is going to be devastating to my wife and my son. So, we'll make it home, but this is incredibly infuriating.
And again, this is another live look of the departures and arrivals board. I have been looking at it pretty closely all morning. It seems like most of the flights that have been delayed, they've been delayed for just a couple of hours. But you should be checking through the airlines app. That is the one way that you can do it. And of course, come here earlier to check from this board here at the San Diego International Airport. As far as the TSA line, we are also monitoring that. It seems like things are running smoothly this morning. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Regina, thank you very much for bringing us the latest from the airport. Larry Miliete is back in court today. He's charged with killing his wife, Maya, who went missing in January 2021. Her body has never been found. Larry's request to move the case out of Chula Vista was rejected last month. He faces up to 25 years to life in state prison if convicted of murder, plus a felony count of possessing an assault weapon.
Right now, the late night show with Jimmy Kimmel Live is suspended indefinitely. It comes after Kimmel made this comment about the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
In response to that, Chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Brendan Carr, suggested that ABC affiliate licenses could be revoked if no action was taken. Soon after, local broadcast groups Sinclair and Nexstar announced they'd preempt Kimmel. Then ABC announced it would pull the host indefinitely. Nexstar's decision to preempt Kimmel's show comes as the company is working to get FCC approval for a merger with another media company, Tegna, which owns CBS 8. Meantime, President Donald Trump celebrated the announcement and also took aim at Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers. The actors' union SAG-AFTRA said this is, quote, the type of suppression and retaliation that endangers everyone's freedoms. And the Writers Guild of America West says, quote, if free speech applied only to ideas we like, we needn't have bothered to write it into the Constitution. Stay with CBS 8 for the latest on the fallout. You can head to CBS8.com and our social media pages.
And here we are at 6:08 now this Thursday. It's going to be a little different as people step outside. Look at all that green, Vanessa.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, this is beneficial rain. Although it wreaked havoc, probably caused a lot of headaches for drivers last night and even this morning. This is rain that we need, especially ahead of Santa Ana season, which kicks off in October. And also, we're in a deficit. I'll actually showcase those numbers in a moment when it comes to our water year numbers. All right, a lot of green. It looks like things are dying down, though, here in San Diego. Most of the activity just to our north in San Bernardino, Riverside counties. Again, they're getting in on the action heavily. I mean, we're tracking lightning strikes there as well, just south of the 62. As we take a look a little closer to home, it looks like we're drying out for the most part from the coast all the way towards the inland valleys from the 5 to the 15 freeway. And it looks like most of the activity, light to moderate showers with some heavier cells pushing through, is really impacting the mountains and desert areas at last check. As we fast forward our forecast radar here, it's an agreement that we'll continue to see those widespread showers, pop-up thunderstorms, which will likely lead to downpours, maybe the potential for flash flooding, which could occur, especially in those burn scar areas, along with periods of very strong winds. As we take a look at rainfall estimates, they're quite minimal for our most populated neighborhoods, highest for the mountains as well as the desert areas, but still quite minimal, about 1/10 of an inch or so. As I mentioned, we would take a look at the water year numbers. So far, we've got not even 5 inches, and the water year started October October 1st of 2024 ending in just about a week or so. We should typically have close to 10 inches for this time of year, so that puts us at nearly a 5-inch deficit or so. And last year we were seeing nearly a foot of rain. So yeah, in comparison, we are very dry. So we will take all the rain we can get. Here's what it looks like over the next 7 days along the coastal areas. Notice, again, this is very San Diego-like, just to be warm right as the fall season starts. We're talking about 80s along the coast Monday, and then for fall equinox for the inland valleys, highs will be in the low 90s. We dry out Saturday and Sunday, but we have another chance for some rain, light showers next week. But as of right now, it looks like we're looking at mostly dry conditions to wrap up the work week. All right, 6:10 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears and see what's happening out on our freeways. This is a live look outside. It looks like this camera is still on night vision, but you get the deal. We are seeing cloud, a nice cloud deck with hints of sunshine peeking through. That's a live look on the 8 right at College Avenue. This is an overcast view, very dark still, dark looking on the 805 North right at Helm Avenue. Coming out your screen is that northbound drive. The green on the maps here indicates where we're seeing some of the wettest roads, mainly confined to the county's eastern half. Southbound travel right now in from Oceanside as well as Escondido, anywhere between 69, 70 miles per hour or so. And we're starting to see our fair share of breaks happen as you make your way up the mountain, headed out of the Santee area via the 52 West. 63 mile per hour speeds on the 805 coming in from the South Bay, about 50, 55 or so. Not too bad though, still coming in from National City on the 5 North. 10 to 15 minutes now, still on the green, surprisingly, out of Chula Vista. But the main issue is going to be on the Coronado Bridge in from Barrio Logan to Coronado. Will take you about 15 minutes at last check, and the slowest speeds are down to about 9 miles per hour, about 5 to 7 minutes if you're traveling westbound on the 94, the 8, or the 52, still all in the green there. And if you're traveling in from Encinitas, about a 26-minute ride down to the top of the Golden Triangle, Escondido down to the 163 merge, about 10 minutes at last check. All right, 6:11, let's go ahead and take a quick look at your border wait times and see what's happening there. About an hour and 10 minutes inbound from San Ysidro's port of entry, but keep in mind we were tracking a crash on the 5 North right at Palm Avenue, so that could slow things down once you make your way across the border there. And about 75 minutes coming in from Otay Mesa's port of entry.